The cobblestone streets of Hamburg glistened under the pale, wintry light. Snow flurries drifted lazily from the sky, creating a thin blanket over the city. Amid the bustling holiday rush, a small figure wandered alone, unnoticed by the crowd. Lina, a frail 9-year-old with tangled brown hair, hugged her threadbare coat tightly around her. Her cheeks were flushed from the cold, and her worn boots barely kept the icy slush at bay. She had no home, no family, and no reason to celebrate the season. The shelter she stayed at was overcrowded, and tonight, she'd chosen to escape the noise for the quiet of the streets. As she walked past a dark alley, a faint, desperate sound made her pause. A soft, pitiful meow. Lina turned her head toward the sound, her heart tightening. She stepped cautiously into the shadowy alley, her breath visible in the freezing air. There, curled up beside a trash bin, was a tiny kitten, its orange fur matted and thin. The creature shivered violently, its eyes dull with exhaustion and hunger. Lina knelt down, her heart breaking at the sight. "Hey, little one," she whispered, her voice trembling. "What are you doing here all alone?" The kitten's ears twitched at her voice, but it didn't move, too weak to respond. Lina gently scooped the kitten into her arms, cradling it against her chest. Its body felt as cold as the snow beneath her feet. She could feel its fragile heartbeat fluttering like a bird's wings. "I've got you now," Lina murmured, stroking its head. "You're not alone anymore." She hurried down the street, ignoring the sting of the wind on her face. The kitten needed warmth, food, and safety. But Lina herself had so little to give. She thought of the small abandoned warehouse she sometimes used for shelter. It wasn't much, but it was better than the cold streets. Inside the warehouse, Lina fashioned a makeshift bed from old rags and placed the kitten gently on top. She took off her scarf and wrapped it around the tiny creature, hoping to share some of her warmth. From her pocket, she pulled out a stale piece of bread she'd saved and soaked it in a bit of water she'd collected earlier. "Here," she said softly, breaking the bread into tiny pieces. "It's not much, but it'll help." The kitten weakly licked the soaked bread, its tiny tongue moving with effort. Lina watched, her eyes filling with tears. "I'll take care of you," she promised. "I'll find a way." In the days that followed, Lina and the kitten became inseparable. She named him Miko. Every morning, Lina scoured the streets, searching for scraps to feed him. She carried him everywhere, tucked inside her coat, where he'd nuzzle against her for warmth. Miko, in turn, gave Lina a sense of purpose she hadn't felt in years. His tiny purrs filled the void in her heart, and his playful antics brought a smile to her face, even on the hardest days. One bitterly cold evening, Lina's luck seemed to run out. She hadn't eaten in 2 days, and her body felt weak. Miko, too, seemed frail, his energy waning. As they sat huddled in the warehouse, Lina whispered to him, her voice thick with emotion. "I'm sorry, Miko," she said, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I'm trying my best, but it's so hard." Miko's tiny paw reached out, resting on her hand. His amber eyes looked into hers, as if to say, "Don't give up." The next morning, determined to keep her promise to Miko, Lina ventured into a wealthier part of the city. She passed by brightly lit shop windows and families laughing together. The sight made her chest ache, but she pressed on, clutching Miko close. Near a bustling bakery, a kind-faced woman noticed Lina and Miko. The woman's expression softened as she saw the little girl's gaunt face and the kitten peeking out from her coat. "Are you hungry, sweetheart?" the woman asked gently. Lina hesitated, then nodded. The woman invited Lina inside, where the warmth of the bakery enveloped her like a hug. She placed a steaming bowl of soup and a small plate of bread in front of her. Lina's hands shook as she ate, tears of gratitude spilling down her cheeks. Miko, too, was given a small bowl of milk, which he lapped up eagerly. As Lina finished her meal, the woman crouched beside her. "Where are your parents, dear?" she asked softly. Lina's voice broke as she answered, "I don't have any." The woman's eyes filled with compassion. "And this little one?" she asked, stroking Miko's head. "I found him," Lina said. "He was all alone, just like me." The woman placed a hand on Lina's shoulder. "You're not alone anymore," she said firmly. "Come with me. Both of you." That night, for the first time in years, Lina and Miko slept in warm beds, their bellies full. The woman, whose name was Anna, had once been an orphan herself. She knew the pain of loneliness and had made it her mission to help children like Lina. Over time, Lina and Miko blossomed under Anna's care. The kitten grew strong and playful, and Lina's laughter began to fill the house. Together, they discovered that even in the darkest moments, love and kindness could create a light that warmed even the coldest hearts. And so, on a snowy Christmas morning, as Lina watched Miko chase a ribbon under the twinkling lights of a tree, she smiled through her tears. For the first time, she believed in miracles. Thank you for joining us on this heartwarming journey of Lina and Miko. Their story reminds us that even in the coldest times, a little love and kindness can spark a miracle. If this tale touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Together, we can spread hope and compassion. See you in the next video.